How's it going, everybody? I wanted to send out another video and dive in a little bit more to the idea of the well-worn path. Our desire is to help you cultivate an intimate relationship with the Lord, where day after day, you're seeking Him and you're finding Him. You're drawing near to Him and you experience Him drawing near to you. Do you feel like you have that intimacy of relationship with Him? Do you feel like maybe once you did and you're longing for it again? Maybe you're struggling to know exactly what it even looks like and how to get there. Our desire is to help you do that. I want to talk a little bit more about the well-worn path. And in order to do that, we're going to look at two verses in Isaiah chapter 55. We see here, the prophet says, "Seek the Lord while He may be found. Call upon Him while He is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return to the Lord, that He might have compassion on him, and let him return to our God, for He will abundantly pardon." Now, there's a few things that I want to focus on. Specifically, the word seek that begins chapter. Now, there's a few things I want to focus on. The first one is the word seek, which begins verse 6. The Hebrew word is darash. And what this word shows is basically footprints that are Now, there's a few things that I want to focus on, and we could look at many things, but let's just laser focus in for a minute. The first one is the word seek. So this is where we begin to get the well-worn path. So imagine these are the 2 points. There's A and there's B. And when you seek something, you draw near to it. What is that for you? What are you seeking? Maybe it's the Lord. Maybe there's a few different things that you're seeking and you're splitting time between those and Him. But when you seek after Him, you have footprints that basically are trodden in the dirt, and you go back and forth. So over time, like we said in the previous video, you're going to create this path where you go here and you come back, and you go here and you come back, and you go here and you come back. And it's a habit, a routine. And I use that in the positive sense of the word, not like it's ritualistic or like it has no meaning. But the seeking of the Lord isn't a one-time thing. It shouldn't just be a once-a-week sort of thing. But you should have a path that is paved. And what that does is that creates one of the second words here, which is a way. The wicked is to forsake his way. So at some point in our lives, maybe when we first came to know Jesus or throughout our walk, there are going to be ways that you say, I'm not going to choose that way any longer. My footsteps will not draw near to that and then come back to the starting place. But instead, I am going to seek the Lord and draw near to Him and inquire of Him and draw near to Him in prayer. And so this is the path that I'm going to take day after day. We see this is your thoughts as well. So it's not just the things you do, but even your thoughts. What are you thinking about? How are you drawing near to the Lord in your thoughts, in your heart? This is important as well. And the final one is return. So maybe for you at one point were seeking the Lord diligently and you had this well-worn path, but you diverted from it and you need to stop going down this other path that you've paved and return to the path of the Lord. So what does this look like practically? I'm going to focus on the posture of the heart as a servant, as we're going to talk about this more this week, to be surrendered to Jesus and reliant upon Jesus. And I'm going to focus on 2 ways that I approach the Lord in my time with Him day after day and remind myself of my need to be surrendered, of who I am. I'm a servant of the Lord, and therefore I need to be surrendered to Him. But as well, I'm a servant of the Lord who God is giving me things to do, people to talk to, work to accomplish, and I can do nothing without him. Therefore, I need to be reliant upon him. So I'll start with what it looks like in my prayer life each morning, and then we'll very quickly look at our two main passages for these points. So each morning, I have a reminder that I need to take up my cross and follow him day after day and to deny myself. So you've probably seen me wearing this many times at church or when we're hanging out. And what this is it's a cross that was made from olive wood in Israel. And almost without fail, every morning, I pick it up off of my bedpost and I repeat Matthew 16:24 through 25, and offer myself once again as a servant who is surrendered to the Lord, who is denying himself and is taking up his cross and is willing to follow him no matter where it takes me. So let's read this passage in Matthew 16:24 to 25. Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. And we'll just stick with that. So each morning when I am getting ready for church or to come to the office or whatever it is, going out with the family, I put this on when I'm getting ready and I say, Jesus said to them, if anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake and the sake of the gospel will find it. I say, Lord, I'm surrendered to you today. I'm your servant. I'm laying my life down for you. Whatever you have for me today, I'm willing, I'm ready. So lead me into it, Lord. I'm surrendered. Whatever your work you have for me today, I'm yours. No matter how far I have to go, no matter how hard it is, no matter what it costs me, even if it brings me to the point of martyrdom, I'm carrying my cross and I'm ready. So that would be what a prayer would look like for me, just to kind of remind myself day after day of who I am. I am a disciple of the Lord. Therefore, I am a servant who is surrendered to him. Additionally, we see something similar with being reliant upon the Lord. Yes, we are surrendered. We need his direction. We need him to show us what to do, and we're willing to do it no matter what it takes. But in addition to this, we need to remind ourselves that we are fully reliant upon our master in order to accomplish anything that he has for us. We see this in John 15, verses 4 through 5. He says, abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in me, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. Now catch this again. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Jesus has a purpose for you today and each day. We need to be surrendered to wherever he leads us if we hope to walk in his will. To say, your will be done, not mine. You have to be surrendered, submitted, deny yourself in order to do that. But Jesus reminds us here, whatever I do have for you to accomplish today, whether it's internal growth, whether it's sharing the gospel with somebody, whether it's counseling somebody who needs guidance or encouragement, he says, you can do nothing on your own. Everything that I'm calling you to, I am the one who empowers you, who enables you, who equips you to do it. So we have to be reliant on him. So for me, a prayer in the morning looks like this. Lord, I can do nothing without you. Empty me of myself and fill me with your spirit. Empower me to do the work that you have for me. Lord, I desire to do your will. I desire to walk down your way. I want to accomplish the works that you've graciously given for me today. But I can't do it on my own. I can't do it even with just a little bit of you. I need you to be the one working through me. So God, I am relying on you. Lead me by your Spirit and give me what I need to do what you're calling me to. Now, after we pray that prayer, we have to live into it. But it's a wonderful way to start your day and to set yourself in the right trajectory, to remind yourself of who you are. I'm a servant who is surrendered and who is reliant upon Jesus. And then I'm going to walk in this the rest of the day. Jesus is our perfect example of this. We see that Jesus is the one who does not seek his own will, but the will of the one who sent him. He is fully surrendered to the Father, no matter what it costs him. We see in Philippians chapter 2 that he was obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. It was torturous what Jesus had to go through. It was painful. He experienced separation in a way because of our sin that he had never before. But he was so surrendered to the Father that he was willing to do it no matter the cost. But additionally, Jesus gives us the perfect example of what it looks like to be, for him, the perfect Spirit-led, Spirit-filled, Spirit-empowered man. He does nothing on his own initiative. He waits for the Father's leading. And all that he does by the power of the Spirit. This is the example he sets for us. He wants us to be fully surrendered to his will and empowered by the Spirit, reliant upon him to do all he calls us to. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this gives you an idea of really what this starts to look like practically. This isn't just about knowing the facts. Okay, I need to be surrendered. I need to be reliant. I've got that. I've got it memorized. I've got my verses memorized. But we need to start putting the rubber to the road and actually living in accordance with this. Because when we really do start to surrender ourselves and rely upon him fully, we're not just going to know what Jesus teaches and do what he tells us to, but we are going to start becoming people surrendered and reliant upon him that are like him.